and he had a pistol on him. Of course, you couldn't see it, but she walked up to the desk. She convinced him to let her take the dog to the vet. And she walked up to the desk and slipped the nurses a note and let them know that he had been holding her hostage. She convinced him to let her come to the vet to see about the dog, and he had a gun on him, and he had been threatening her.
And she was in need of help.
And she was in need of help. So they, took her back and took her and the dog, took them to a separate room. And they took all of them to a room, I think. They took them back to a room, and they immediately jumped on it. They were cool, calm. They called the cops. They had them wait, and then the cops showed up, of course, and they got the woman out of the room, and the cops went in to see him.
Right.
And he did indeed have a gun on him, and he was arrested.
And a lot of people are starting to catch on to things like that. I remember a few years back where they had the woman that called and ordered the pizza. She dialed 911 ordering a pizza, and she, that was right. That was her way of asking for help. And we had a woman who ordered pizza online, and in the comments section where you have your special instructions, she put in there that she was being held hostage and called 911. Very creative. Now, there's no special code for you to dial 911 and say, if you dial 911 and say, I want anchovies on my pizza, that doesn't mean my boyfriend is holding me hostage. But if you're not answering the questions appropriately, they're going to put two and two together.
Well, I'm pretty sure 911 operators are definitely trained to recognize.
And they're going to understand that something is wrong. There's no special code. However, they know when you're not, being able to speak freely.
Right.
So definitely reach out for the help, because that's the key in it all. Communication. Ask for it. And here's the thing. If you try to help someone and they don't receive that help well the first time, they're not open to leaving at that moment, don't bash them for it. Don't be angry at them for not being ready to walk away from that situation.
Well, you have to understand that level of fear.
Exactly. It took them... This wasn't something that happened overnight. Remember, we said it was a gradual process. So they have to build up the courage to leave. And a lot of times they just need that confidence restored. And you reaching out to help them, that was part of the process. It helped. And maybe the next time you try, maybe she'll accept your help. Don't get angry at them for not leaving. Please don't do that.
It's definitely a process. I mean, there are some women who are fortunate to leave right then and there. There are some women who are fortunate to leave after that first red flag. And there are some women who aren't. And again, you can't judge them and say, oh, you're stupid for staying. You're stupid for this. You're stupid for that. You have to understand that level of fear that they may have. Because 9 times out of 10, it's a fear factor.
It is. And a level of conditioning. He's been
conditioned.
I'm telling you, that's the word of the year. I'm telling you, you've been conditioned for so long, and he's put all these control mechanisms in place because he's been working on it. And now that he has you right where he wants you, it's not going to be easy to walk away.
Not at all, because he's going to definitely use everything he knows about you
against you
to keep you there.
Definitely.
He's going to threaten your family. He's going to threaten your children. He's going to threaten you. And some of these guys, they simply don't have anything to lose, or they don't feel like they have anything to lose. I mean, just like with these women who have come up missing, who have been found dead and at the hands of their husbands. Just like the young lady back in July that was killed, that her husband, and the family had been notified. She had been telling people that she wanted to get out. She had been trying to leave him, and he still was coming by. And apparently he had come over. There was like an overnight situation, and she had called the cops on him. But she had gotten out of the house, and of course he chased her down the street, and he hit this lady in the back of the head and knocked her over in the street, and then a car hit her and killed her.
Wow.
But she had been trying to get away from that guy. And that's why that wraparound is so important, because I believe that sometimes situations are just extremely volatile and the person just don't care, and everybody involved could possibly get hurt.
Right.
But I think that wraparound is so important as far as getting that person out of the house, getting them out of the household, getting them away from that person where he can't find her. Because if you leave and go to your mom's house and he knows where your mom lives, then he can get to you. And sometimes they're just that crazy to the point where they're enraged to the point where they don't care. They don't care.
They're not weighing consequences anymore.
Right. I mean, you've heard stories of people being in these domestic situations and a family member gets killed or gets hurt because that person is just that gone out of their mind that they're so determined to get to you. They don't care who they hurt.
Absolutely.
They hurt the kids. They hurt other family members. They hurt the neighbors. They hurt the bystanders. The young man at IHOP. They don't care.
Right.
They do not care. So it's that wraparound, I think, is so important, and getting those right resources, getting them to the right places where they will be completely out of reach.
And like we said before, when you start recognizing the signs, go ahead and start speaking up then. You don't want to wait too long because you don't know how far the situation has already gone before you started picking up on what was happening. A lot of times, by the time someone outside the household catches on, it's already been going on for a while,
It's
right?
already too far gone.
So when you have family members that you know, okay, this person is usually a big family person, but all of a sudden they're not allowed to call anybody. He's maintaining or he's building and maintaining that level of control. And the first thing is isolation. Cut him off from everybody. Cut him off. And when you realize this, something is wrong, and start talking to your people. Start telling her then, look, something's not right about this guy if he doesn't want you to maintain communication with your family. Communicate with them without being verbally abusive, because that's what it is. Don't bash them for not understanding what you see. They don't see it yet because he's already started working on conditioning them. They don't see it. So you gotta be careful how you walk, be careful how you talk, but definitely say it. Say what you have to say, because something is not right if he's cutting them off from their family.
Right. Absolutely.
Something is not right, and don't allow him that level of control. You got somebody in your life that's not only cutting you off from your family, maybe they control everything about the finances. You both work, but he's controlling every dime of your paycheck. Or maybe, here's it. Ladies, no means no whether you have a wedding ring or not. If you're married to that man and he's forcing himself on you, it's still rape. Maybe part of your abuse is sexual abuse. Maybe he's making you do things after you say no, you don't want to. It's still rape. It's still part of domestic violence. Call for help. It's not okay. A lot of women don't put two and two together and they say, oh, it's my husband. What's going to be done? The same thing is going to be done if he wasn't your husband, because he's not allowed to force himself on you after you've said no, ring or not.
Right.
And a lot of people miss that one. That's such a huge point to make. It really is.
It really is. It really is. Before we go, we definitely want to get you some of these resources. Memphis has several.
Definitely, yeah.
Memphis has several resources. Like I said, one of the biggest ones that I've promoted just during this time has been the Family Safety Center. And they're located at 1750 Madison Avenue, Suite 600. And their phone number is 901-222-4400. And, of course, you have the website, thefamilysafetycenter.org. And they have a 24-hour crisis line, and it's 901-249-7611. And their services combine civil, criminal, health, and social services for families who deal with violence. And I mean, this I know someone who's dealt with this center, and this center is magnificent. They do a lot to help these women. And another one is CAP Inc., which a lot of people know of as the cocaine and alcohol awareness program, but they also have a domestic violence program.
Right.
So you can reach them at 901-272-2221, and their services can be provided via telephone calls, walk-ins, or referrals. And if you reach out to them, they help you find counseling services and different resources in the in the city for people who are 18 and older. So. Check with some of these places. Jennifer, you have a couple?
You also have the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233. And one of the centers that offers services that gets overlooked quite a bit is the YWCA. They have a domestic violence hotline as well, 1-800-334-4628. You're always welcome to reach out to the YWCA as well for assistance. They have some really great programs in place for domestic violence.
Okay, and let's not forget the Exchange Center. The Exchange Center,
Definitely.
they offer counseling services for families who dealt with. They specialize in counseling service for those who deal with trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one that you could reach out to, and they're over on Union, and they're very helpful in helping not just the victims but their children. A lot of people, forget that the children witness a lot of this, and
Definitely.
it affects them in ways that are just unimaginable.
Definitely.
I mean, kids go to school and their academics are affected. They can't concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
They can't think. Or on the flip side, they become combative. So you definitely have to be careful with that. And
also, we have a lot of teen girls who are ending up in abusive relationships because of what they're witnessing at home. Right now, we have 1 in 5 female students reporting that they're in an abusive relationship.
Wow.
1 in 5.
a child.
A child.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And it's sad because, we saw that in high school growing up.
Yeah, we did.
And a lot of these girls, they think that behavior is normal. They think that that's a part of being in a relationship.
And it's absolutely not. Like we said in a previous episode, a good relationship should empower you. If it's not leaving you feeling respected, secure, and free to be yourself, you're in the wrong place. Definitely.
Right. Absolutely. And we want you all to remember, I know it may sound cliche, but at the end of the day, it's real. Love should never hurt.
Right.
Period.
Period.
If it hurts, that's definitely something you have to really go back and think about. Is this something I want to be a part of?
Is this a place where I should be?
Right.
And I know we gave you guys a lot of information today, a lot of statistics, a lot of resources. Don't worry if you didn't get a chance to write it down. We're going to post all of this to the websites and to the pages as well to make sure you have access to this information. If there's anything you heard that you had questions about or anything you need us to share with you personally, feel free to inbox or email us. You can inbox us on either of our Facebook pages for the Switching Lanes podcast. Also, feel free to inbox me in my personal inbox as well if you're needing domestic violence information. I do not mind at all. And we'll be sure to get you that information without sharing your name.
And if you know somebody that's dealing with possible violent domestic situation, reach out to them. Get them this information. Let them know that it's there. A lot of them don't know that it's there. A lot of them don't know about these resources. They feel like 911 is their only option. And while that is a great option, you still want to connect them to people who can
help
really
them
talk
catch
them
it
through
sooner.
this.
Yeah, because usually by the time you dial 911, it's gone too far.
It's gone way too far. Well, we're about to switch lanes and end this thing. But before we go, don't forget to check us out on Twitter at Just Switch Lanes, Instagram at Switching Lanes Podcast. Look for us on YouTube and Spreaker. And you can also hit us up via email, switchinglanes901@gmail.com. Let's get those topics in, you guys. And last but not least, join the Switching Lanes Facebook group on Facebook. Join the Switching Lanes group. And also go to our like page. We're almost at 500 likes.
Almost.
So we appreciate the following. We appreciate the support and
the criticism. It really helps us to grow. So thank you for that. Thank you for the comments
that you're
and
able to offer in critiques or suggestions. We are open to all of it. Trust us, it doesn't offend us.
At all.
We're taking all of this as a learning opportunity. So we appreciate everything that you guys do. So go hit that like page, follow us, and share, and continue to share. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Well, guys, until next time, love, Jen, and Cicero.